I'd like to call the City of Apache Junction special meeting for May 5th, 2025 to order and ask everyone to put their cell phones on silent. Roll call, please.
Mayor Wilson,
Here.
Vice Mayor Schroeder,
Present.
Councilmember Cross,
Here.
Councilmember Heck,
Here.
Councilmember Johnson,
Here.
Councilmember Nesser,
Present.
Councilmember Soller.
Here.
You have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Presentation discussion on fiscal year 2025-26 budget. Matt.
Mr. Mayor, I'm actually going to turn this over to Bryant.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the council. Bryant Powell, City Manager, and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight to discuss a balanced, balanced proposed budget from the City Manager's office along with our staff. This work represents a significant amount of lift that they've been working on since basically the time we had our retreat that represents your goals and objectives for our community. And with our department directors, tonight we have our public meeting and we have our department directors tonight who are available for questions. But before we start, I want to send a big thank you out to Angeli and Connie and her staff over at Finance Department who works in conjunction to help correlate where we ended the last fiscal year, where current revenues and current expenditures are at, and then trying to forecast where things are going. And in these times, sometimes that can be a little difficult. But I'm here to present a couple thoughts on this wonderful evening, Cinco de Mayo, and have to say, great job, Don, for the ponchos on top of the water. Tonight, Mayor and Council, I will share with you a couple threats that are out there for us as local governments, as well as one item that we haven't seen in about 10 years, which is expenditure limitation. We talked a little bit about this before, that cities and towns in the state of Arizona must, through the state of Arizona, work with the amount of our expenditures based on our base population and then multiplied over time with our population over and also our CLI, our consumer price indexes. And we are now bumping up to that number as we grow quicker than maybe that index intended. And so in the coming probably next couple of years, we'll be having more discussions about that. May mean that we have to go to the community and look at home rule, or it may mean we need to redo our base budget. I am very happy and to share with the community that our continued support of our local sales tax is positive, and that our one-time revenue is strong. We see that that is based in our growth in the residential world of construction one-time sales tax. And this budget discipline that's connected to those one-time revenues are connected to one-time expenditures. And reflected in there is a significant amount of investment in our capital that is included. We watch closely in Pinal County the possible incorporation of Santan Valley that has impact, will have impact up to and close to $2 million to our base budget in terms of intergovernmental revenues that could impact us there. The state government recently eliminated the ability for cities and towns to have residential sales tax. And in a community where the city of AJ has significant amount of rentals or mobile homes, that has been a higher than normal number that's impacted us than other cities and towns in the state, to the tune of $1.5 million every year in our base budget, as you know. And then the other one is a flat tax impact that's through our intergovernmental impact through income tax. But through proper planning and timing of these changes in our revenue stream, and through the implementation and the continuation of your 0.2% for public safety this last year and the 0.2% in sales tax for street and roads, we've been able to maintain the services that you expect us to deliver to our community. This budget year, I'm really excited to be able to have announce that we'll have $3.5 million proposed for the rodeo grounds, which is one of the highest priorities that you've had for a long time. A couple years ago, we purchased land at the rodeo grounds, and this will be the next phase, next chapter as we get going through that. We have in this budget 9 net new general fund employees, 4 net new water employees, and 2 grant-funded employees. And this budget also has in it, with the right around July 1, a 2.5% step increase for all of our staff. That is not quite to the market that we compare to. It's a little bit under. But the purpose of that is to keep the best we can in terms of managing what we're not sure of in the marketplace. However, we also have in the budget a classification and compensation plan that we haven't done for about 7 years, that the Human Resources Department, Anna and her team, were already out to bring on somebody to help us review our budgeted positions and how they're in the marketplace. And we anticipate implementation of that in the following fiscal year. Other than that, I'm very happy to turn this over to our finance director that has a presentation for you. And without further ado, we'll turn it over to Anjali.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Anjali Hawley, Finance Director. I'm here to present to you tonight our tentative budget for fiscal year 26. Here are some of the key assumptions. In January 25, rental income tax was eliminated. The impact of lost revenue is $1.5 million. In addition, 2.1 estimated decrease as a result of our urban shared income tax. However, sales tax revenues remain strong. Our budget also includes, as Bryant indicated, 2.5% compensation increase for our staff. Capital projects proceed as planned for general fund and special revenue funds. Here is our budget summary for sources and uses. There are 3 categories: our general fund, special revenue funds, and our capital fund. Here's a quick breakdown of our general fund revenues. Our city sales tax, $29 million, a combination of our state shared sales tax and state revenue sharing comprise of 25% of our budget. Here is our general fund expenditures, personnel at 45%. Our capital assets, as you can note at the bottom of our screen, is 25.1%. And purchase services of $10.3 million. Special revenues on the revenue side, both Superstition Vistas Community Facilities District and our HERF are both at $18 million. Development Fees Fund is at $6.3 million. Here's a quick breakdown of our special revenue funds on the expenditure sides. We have Superstition Vistas and HERF at $18 million, our Development Fees Fund of $6.3 million. Here's a quick overlook of our capital projects by category, by department. We have our General Fund, Fiscal Recovery, which is our ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act, HERF, and Development Fees. We also have a slideshow of our before and after pictures, but here is a quick breakdown of our fiscal 25 completed capital projects. First, we have our dark sky lighting retrofit, our Little League and Superstition Shadows Park, a continuation of our Superstition Shadows Park, our before and after pictures. For our construction projects, which are still ongoing, subject to complete in June, we have the Winchester Road, Delaware Drive, and Ironwood Drive. Also, we have the library restroom renovations, a before and after picture. Here is phase 1 of our data utility fiber infrastructure. Lastly, we have our virtual law enforcement simulator funded by ARPA. If Council approves our proposed budget, here's a quick overview of our future projects for our larger projects listed. And this concludes our presentation tonight. Do you have any questions for us?
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a comment to the city staff. I know that between all of us, we had close to 40 questions that we put forth to everybody when we were looking at this. And to get all the information back in a very quick, timely, concise manner, we really appreciate getting our answers to every question that we brought forth to you. Thank you.
Just, I want to thank you for having a balanced budget. Unlike the state, they always wants to take our money. So thank you to all the people that worked on our budget to make it balanced.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I'll go over quickly next steps. You'll see also attached on the agenda tonight 3 different documents about our classification and compensation plan, which is just outlining all of the positions we have in the budget, as well as the grades of pay. Also, we see attached is our pension funding policy for the public safety retirement, as required by state law. Those will also, inclusive of the tentative budget, will be back for your consideration for adoption on Monday night, the 19th of May.
So still 2 more meetings. We got to keep going, but this is a good start.
Okay. Well, if no one has any additional questions or anything, I will close this meeting.